serendipitously learned about it. So far as I'm aware, no formal notice was given. You will undoubtedly be aware that notice has been an issue with respect to this town's proceedings in the past. You may recognize my name from the Mr. Adler proceedings where notice was a central issue.
Okay. So just that you did not receive any written notice that this hearing would be held by your client. So no notice was given.
No notice, but I'm here and I'm not.
No, I'm just curious because I think that anybody who's affected by this ordinance should be definitely have been notified of what is going to transpire.
Well, again, and I appreciate that question because, frankly, that was a defect, as everyone on the council is surely well aware, in the prior proceedings, which involved a number of property owners. And lest the same defect be repeated here, I would respectfully submit that the appropriate notice be given. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. My name is Scott Heiert, H-E-I-A-R-T. I'm an attorney for Comprelli Realty. They own several parking lots around Harrison. One specifically I represent is located on Bergen Ave. I understand that there will be the trial on December 1st, at which time I will appear and make any objections on the record. I do just want to make a brief statement, since that is what is being permitted at this time. I would ask that when we do return on the 1st, that the council give careful consideration to why this ordinance is being passed. What the real purpose behind it is it to close down these open parking in favor of the lot? And if so, that could constitute a taking without paying my clients just compensation, which would, make this town liable for a lawsuit. Both in an inverse condemnation context as well as an anti-competition context on constitutional grounds. If you're doing it for the developer's purpose or for the sole purpose of promoting that parking deck, I would ask that be considered and thought out prior to the next meeting. In fact, I think waiting to the next meeting is a little long. I would ask that we be allowed to talk to the township attorney about the intent behind this in advance and try and get a complete understanding so that I'm not objecting unnecessarily and that it's fully explained at the next meeting. I do support that notice be given to all the property owners. I've asked that I specifically get notice. I'll leave my business card with the town attorney and the clerk. But again, I would ask to look at the intent behind the reason this ordinance is being passed and why is it being done at this time. If it's the intent to allow them to stay in business, at which time, sometime in the future, they'll be condemned for the redevelopment, then that's one thing. But if it's the intent to put them out of business, then that is solely a different thing, which I believe will make this town liable and will result in litigation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mr. Wood?
Joseph Wood, 311 North 5th. Just by hearing what I've heard today, it seems like the town is opening itself up to another lawsuit. And I don't really think that the taxpayers would be able to financially take another lawsuit after what happened with the redevelopment agency. But since we're having a meeting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was just wondering how everyone on the council was able to get off of work. I understand that everyone on the council, except for 2 people, are employed by a public agency. And I could go through the long process of pulling an Oprah, but I was just wondering if everyone, whether you took the rest of the afternoon in sick time, a vacation day. Mr. Bennett? Okay. And what is the course of your normal work day?
My work day?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Joe, you don't stand there and ask questions. You want to make a comment, make a comment. You don't have the right to ask questions to the council.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Nascimento, what is your normal...
Joe, we're not going to let you stand there and ask questions to the council.
Isn't that the purpose of an open comment, public comment?
You can make a comment. You can make a comment, not question the council. Okay, I'll mention... Oh, sorry. Okay.
I have 5 minutes, I believe, right?
Yes, questions.
Yeah.
Mr. Dallahan, what is the course of your normal work day?
I work 24/7.
Okay. Mr. Doran?
Joe, you want to stop when I lost and ask one day, before you open my contract, it's been fairly good. I don't have normal hours. My my hours are long and arduous hours as the superintendent. I'll give you the courtesy of an answer to that, Joe. But you just asked a question.
I'm just saying, this is a 4 o'clock meeting, and people,
Okay, Joe, I started my office at 6:30 this morning. Where were you?
I was sleeping.
Let me ask, where were you at 6:30 this morning, Joe?
I was sleeping, I had class
Where
today.
were you at 9 o'clock this morning?
I was in
I
class.
was working, Joe. If you would have checked, you would have found that out. Where was I at 5 minutes before this meeting goes? Why don't you ask the questionnaire? I was at the no bake class at the elementary school, and I ran down the boulevard to get here in time.
So do you believe,
Your questions, Joe, are just to make it look like you're going to check up on public officials, and we're wrong again.
I'm just saying that a meeting at 4 o'clock in the afternoon
Make
just,
a little bit of a fool of yourself, Joe.
thank you for your
You
opinion.
did last time, and you're doing it again. You need to be told.
Thank you for calling me a little kid, Mr. Nascimento. The people that have been elected by the town of Harrison, to call a member of the public a little kid, and these are questions that anyone can get up and ask, and it seems that I'm inconveniencing you.
I didn't say a little bit, I said you're making a little bit a fool out of yourself. Not a little bit, a little bit. Fool out of yourself.
Okay, does anyone on the council believe that a 4 o'clock meeting is convenient for the people of Harrison?
Absolutely not. No. That's our main concern.
Okay, one final question. The meeting was originally scheduled to be held upstairs where there is no camera, and there is a camera that was installed in the council chambers so that video could be posted on Channel 35.
Yes.
Why was the meeting originally scheduled to be held upstairs where there's no camera?
Because, in all honesty, this is an ordinance on introduction. I didn't expect people to come and voice any objection to the shed. They could come December 1st.
But it is still a public meeting though, right?
And because the public came, we came down here to have the meeting. If no one came, we would have stayed upstairs.
Okay,
It's still public, Mayor. There should be some record of it, just like you said.
Well, you filmed the meeting, so there's a record of it.
Well, Mayor, that's with the public camera supposedly. That's the only thing that was voted down for 3 years in a row by this
Is
council.
any other citizen ask me? Walter, please.
Stephen A. Caputo, I'm the attorney for the Super Family. By way of comment, we agree with Mr. Caprelli Realty Company's view that this may be constitute illegal taking. But we think that this council, if you're really interested in transparency, you should be giving notice to all the people who park over in that area, who park in the garages, because apparently, based on the numbers that we see, we're going to be seeing the most anti-competitive, ill-timed increase in what these people are going to be paying for parking, almost doubling the cost of a daily park, based upon the shifting of the prohibiting of parking on these private competitive lots into the county's lot. And we feel that everybody should get notice of the fact that this is going to happen at this time in our economy where people can ill afford to spend that sort of money. So we encourage a campaign to make sure everyone knows that this is going to go, especially the people who are paying the money at these independent lots.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, what is that?
Sounds like feedback to me.
Mayor,
Probably someone's
Wolfgang,
Probably a phone. I just want to make a comment to what got up. He's got a right to ask questions. If no one wants to answer the question, that's another part. But I do think it's a pertinent question to ask how everybody was able to get here to the council at 4 o'clock. I think it's a perfect question, and I understand why, Councilman Dorn, Councilman Cemento were upset about it.